The World Health Organization has declared coronavirus a global pandemic.
The coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
COVID-19 still.
COVID-19.
Despite government advice, a growing number of parents are pulling their kids out of the classrooms, with many schools also taking matters into their own hands and shutting down.
School is going to look very different in term 2. If you can learn from home, you must learn from home.
Hi, this is week 2 of school in isolation. Last week was hectic. I had 4 SACs and it was the second week of school, which was a lot, but we got through it. Online SACs were pretty weird, like we had to call and it was hard to ask questions, but it was okay. But my study space is just in my room right here. I'm like always here, and I just have my books up here and I grab them whenever I need to. And yeah, I may have tried to dye my hair purple. I don't know if you can tell, but I may have tried that this week. Didn't work at all, but I'm gonna try again. So like, if I have a strip of purple hair next week, that's exciting. But yeah, bye.
Hey, week 2 of online schooling, and it's going okay. It's about the same as last week in the fact that I'm doing all my classes and I'm getting my work done and doing my homework, but motivation is dropping and I'm very exhausted. And I've spoken to a lot of people and I think that's the general consensus. Everyone's tired, especially with SACs now starting to happen. There's just really no motivation to study, and I'm doing it all the night before, which is very unlike me, but I know that you still have to give it all you got, but it's really hard in these times to do that. But anyway, I was going to talk about the spaces where I've been working during online schooling. So for me, I've got my little desk in the corner with all the most important things in life, tea. I make sure I have a cup of tea every day, one in the morning and then probably one after school as well, as a bit of exciting thing that I have. But yeah, so that's my desk. I got it put in especially for this because I didn't have a desk before. And it was going good until, because it's so small, my laptop fell and smashed. Now I was very upset about that. And now I'm a little scared to sit on the desk anymore because I don't want to break it anymore. So I've put out a beanbag on the floor, otherwise I sit on my bed. And even though it may be more comfy, it's really hard to be productive when sitting on your bed.
Hey, so week 2, exciting, you know, definitely a bit of a progression from the first week. I'm currently in what used to be my drum room and now has been transformed into my little workstation. It's just sort of like a small noise-proof box. So I'm feeling kind of trapped in here, you know. It's very stressful because it gets cold, so I got a heater set up and you know, keeps my feet nice and warm, so that's good. But I've got all my instruments here. I've got my bass and my kit here, pianos here. So yes, lots of like small distractions to keep me from actually doing my homework at my desk. So probably can't be very good, but it's the best I've got so far. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to move it all out eventually. We'll see. That's really my setup. At my dad's place I got a different setup, which is the one that I was in last week. I've got a better laptop there, so that's good. I'm able to do a lot of my schoolwork over there. It's a bit more challenging here because I've got not as good equipment. But yeah, it's a bit of a challenge this second week.
It's
week 2 of isolation and online classes, and it's been a pretty good week actually. I had a SAC and a test and both went really well. This week we're kind of showing you a bit of our online setup, so come with me. So I do online class in my room. All my books are down here. I often open them in the morning or at night, and this is where I work. So my setup's here. I have the window open so it's really nice and bright. I always have food with me, as you can tell, and I just have all my books and textbooks, and I just pick up from each class. So it's a pretty nice setup. I do find though that I struggle to relax in here, like even if I'm just chilling on my bed, because I use it for work.
So, today, for this week, I thought I would stay in my pajamas for this video because it is kind of what I wear for most of my online classes. I usually have my camera off anyway because my Wi-Fi has been so bad that it doesn't consistently have my camera on, so I've just had it off. So I haven't had the need to really have anything more than PJs. I'll still have, you know, my showers and stuff, but I kind of shower at night instead, so I don't really need to get changed for school, which is probably bad, and I need to work on that. So I usually study here. I'll usually be sitting up, but it's the end of the day now, and it's my break right now, so I'm not. Sorry, these are like tweezers. I had like a splinter from a walk. Long story. So yeah, I'll sit up, I'll study, I'll look at the computer, and then I've got all my books in piles on the floor by subject. And so before the class starts, I'll grab that subject's like main books, use them in the class, take notes, whatever, do the work, and then put them back in the little piles that I've got over there. For SACs, and I had one today, that was English language. I go downstairs to where the Wi-Fi is better, and I do them there. The only reason I don't study there usually is because, you know, I've got a lot of family here, and it's next to the kitchen, and a lot of people go in there. Like during my SAC, my mum came in asking me questions, and then my nonna came in asking me questions. It took about 5 minutes of my time to be like, I'm doing a SAC, please leave me alone. And I didn't actually finish that SAC properly. The last question was 5 marks, and I gave it like 3 marks worth of content, and that's even if the content's good. So if I hadn't have had to tell them, you know, be quiet please, can you not come in here when I'm doing a test, I probably would have finished that on time, which is kind of really annoying to know.
So this is my setup. I've got my iPad for all my online work. I've got a notebook book and a blanket to keep me warm, but that's most of it. And yeah, it's going online's going alright. It's just a bit boring, but a bit annoying, but yeah, it will do.
Hi guys, so it's been a bit over a week, and I think I'm slowly adjusting, but at the same time I'm kind of finding it harder and harder as I go along to keep up with stuff. I think it was previously we'd have like our online homework, and then we'd go into class, and then we'd have our in-class learning, and it was reiterating the same stuff, and I felt like I learnt really well that way. But now that it's just all online, it's just online and more online, I don't know, I feel like I'm not retaining as much of the knowledge, and it's not quite sticking like it used to. I think the whole process of going online was a lot harder than I was expecting. And we've had a couple of SACs. So I've had one SAC. It was the bio SAC, and that was a little bit overwhelming for me. I thought I would be okay, but I think, I don't know, we had to like write graphs and then answer questions online, and it was all, I don't know, I really struggled, and I needed a bit of extra time to get through that. And I think all up, it's been a bit of a difficult process. A lot, you kind of realize how much like different school is to just classes. Like it's like school isn't just you know, you go and you do your classes. The people really make school experience, and I'm really missing the people and the school experience rather than just the classes. So that's something I'm really having to adjust to, is still being motivated, still getting through every class when there's kind of no one around to help me with that.
Okay, week 2, our study area. No, I can't flip the camera. Alright, let's try this. So here is my desk. There's the laptop that I use, sometimes hook it up to the monitor for multitasking, or at least making it easier. Got a lamp, water bottle, got to stay hydrated, and my books up here, so I can just grab them whenever I need. Doing classes online for me has been fairly alright. I feel like, because I can teach myself most of the maths and physics. It's just English. Yeah, English. Can't do English. I seem to be doing fine. I've had a physics sack last week and a special stack today. I just did part 1 today. Still have 2 more parts on Thursday and Friday. Not looking forward to that, but we'll get through it. I've also got a English sack next week. It's all packed together, kind of stressed, but not really. Yeah, that's it for week 2.
This is week 2 of isolation schooling. So we're talking about setups today. This is where I start my day. In my bed, where I normally look at the clock and I have like maybe 10 minutes to get to class. So that's when I'll be running up and going up to the door to make myself a coffee, because you can't start your school day without a coffee. Now my setup is this. Can I turn the camera around? No, I can't. You got the setup. So we got my main computer, which I put all my schoolwork on. But then this little guy, that's where I have the face cam so that teachers can see me and I can talk to classes. You got my water bottle because stay hydrated, and my coaster for the coffee that's going to go on later, because you always need to have a coffee. And I've got my trusty beanie in case if we ever put on our webcams, we've got to cover this mess. No one's allowed to see it, so use the beanie to wear. And then when we're done with school, I'll move over to my lounge. Yes, I know, I have a big room. This is the whole room. Then got my trusty table with some balloons for psychology experiments. You got some Delights sea salt biscuits, Whiz Fizz for another psychology experiment, and got some gum, because life be like that.
G'day, how's it going? It's week 2 here for school in isolation. Still doesn't feel real, to be honest. Just still feels like something out of a movie, but hey, you just got to keep rolling with the punches. So I'll show you my study space. First off, so this is my desk. Nothing too fancy, just a simple desk. Here's my dad's, and here's my mum's desk as well. So yeah, trio of desks in a little office, but gets the job done and provides the space that I need to do my work. So yeah, now, how did school in isolation go for week 1? Now, in a word, different. Definitely not what I'm used to, but again, that's expected at this time. But it was really good for me to be able to catch up with my friends and my teachers again. So I'm really grateful for that, because I really do miss them. It was definitely thrown into the deep end pretty quickly. I had 2 sacks this week, so it wasn't really any easy going. It was just straight into it like that. I feel pretty good about it. I feel like I did reasonably well. I got all the answers that I wanted and finished within the time that I had as well, so that was really good. Definitely though, at the end of the week, I really just collapsed, because I had 1 sack on Friday and then I didn't have a class till the end of the day. So I was able just to finish my sack and then just go to bed and just chill when I needed it, because I just collapsed like that straight after the sack. So it's definitely, it actually sounds, school in isolation sounds like, oh yeah, it's a bit more chilled. You know, you don't need to waste your time getting up so early in the morning and driving to school and driving back. But it actually at times can be almost more exhausting than going to school physically, because your mind tells you that you're in class and that you've got to work hard and you've got to get this done, etc., etc. But then you look around and then you think, oh, strife, I'm at home, you know, and my body's telling me, oh, no, it's all right, I can just be a bit more relaxed. So you just got to keep fighting that fight between your mind and your body. But definitely my motivation, it's there. It's kind of realised like, oh, okay, this is harder, but it's still there. It's still going strong. Like I said, it's definitely going to be different, but it's year 12, so everything is going to be hard regardless if you're at school or if you're at home.